5 radical leaders to join me on the stage. First 5. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's move. First 5, first 5, first 5. Just pick a chair. Pick a chair, pick a chair, pick a chair. Pick a chair. We got 2 more, 2 more, 1 more, 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. Beautiful. Now, once again, fill in the seats. Move up, fill in the seats, fill in the seats, fill in the seats. I bet y'all like, ooh, these American people. Listen, we're gonna have fun. Are y'all ready to have fun? Okay. So I have gifts for my leaders. Let me pass them out real quick. Hold on. Where's my clicker? Where's my clicker? Do I have a clicker? Are my slides ready? Clicker and slides, are they ready? Yeah, there we go. All right. So, before we get started, everything that's going to be up there is for you. The talk that I just did today, I wrote it at 4 a.m. I never do the same talk twice. I feel that our words and our movement and our life is like a living organism. So nothing I do is stale. It's repeated and it's done. Same day. So everything I have to say to you is in this notebook right here, because I generated it today. So I'm gonna refer to you as Heart Community. Is that okay? All right. So before we talk Heart Community, I'm going to move around because that's just what I do. Because I'm not a speaker, I'm a facilitator. And what I do is I help facilitate the heart of leaders so transformation can happen. And one of my greatest mentors, I have 4. Tony Robbins, private mentor, he's mentored me. John Maxwell is the reason why I dropped out of my PhD program to become a life coach. Susie Batiste, which is the owner of Poopery, and my mother and my grandmother. They're my greatest leaders. And it's something they said to this little girl inside that struggled with a learning disability half of her life. The best way you learn is by listening, writing, and engaging. So you will listen and you will write or type. So take your phones out, and I pass out some cards. So if you have a pen, you can jot some notes down on the back of your card, and that message in your hand is for you. So whatever that message says, spiritually is for you. So are y'all ready to work? In coaching, we do the work. So are y'all ready to work? Yes. All right. Come on, leaders. I love this group up here. So I want to begin with, why did I put them up here? Because leadership starts with community. It doesn't start with your accolades. It doesn't start with your titles. It starts when you can do this right here. When you can get people to believe in your vision and to stand with you in all uncertainty. They had no idea. I don't know any of them up here. But it was something about my energy that connected with them. And it was something about their energy that I connected with. And that's where leadership really begins. Can you do this? Nod your head, yes. I can do it. Say, Master Coach, I can do it. Because leadership is when you can connect to the hearts of others. It's not when you can convince them of how much money you can pay them. Someone said, and I think it was the speaker before me, have you ever worked at a company where they didn't pay you? Well, last year, my company went through the biggest financial devastations. we lost about $4.2 million. And for 8 months, I couldn't pay my employees, and none of them left. They said, Master Coach, we're going to stick beside you because you showed us what's possible. And they have stuck beside me. And as we're climbing out of the trenches right now, I still have a full staff. I didn't have to rehire. I didn't have to convince them to stay, because when you can build like this, your job, anything that you build, will be sustainable until the day that you die. And that's going to lead me to today. Today is my late mother's birthday. And when Celia asked me to come and speak, the first thing I just told her was, I don't know, Celia. Because normally on this day, I sit in my bed, I feel all my feelings, all of my pain, because she's the greatest love I've ever known. And I want to weep on this day. And something said, take your butt to the Philippines and celebrate the reason why you are a powerful Black woman. So today is about my mother's story. Today is about my grandmother's story. Two of the greatest women to ever do it in my life. Is it okay that I share a little bit with you about them? Yes. Okay, let me look. I don't know if I can do this. So green means go. Let's see. Does green mean go? Oh, yeah. Back. Okay, I'm gonna ask one of my leaders, my leadership team. Let's go through this now. Okay, let's go. I normally don't have to do this, so just bear with me. We got our leaders up here. Okay. Leader number one, this you. Okay, you hold this. 1, 2, 3, Doctor. 3, 4, Jenny. Ella. 5. It's amazing at the seats that you have taken, right? Because seat 1 says that whoever sits in this chair is a person who listens deeply. Is that you? If it wasn't you, that's you. Okay? Seat 2 is the person who unifies. Is that you? Seat 3, the person who casts vision. Strong leadership. Seat 4, the one who engages courageously. You look courageous. You got green on. That's my favorite color. No one can pull green off. You're courageous. And seat 5, the one who leads with love. So this is going to be our leadership circle, but all of you are leaders. The reason that they're here is because it helps me with proximity because of my learning disability. So whenever I move close here, it's me, my anxiety is up, and the closer I move, the safer I feel. You understand? Raise your hand if you suffer from any type of learning disability. Yes, okay. So you have to know what is going on with you in order for you to be empowered. But I do not allow that to dictate my success, okay? Let's click the button. We're gonna move into this story. Look, she like, I don't know what to do either. It's the little green thingy. Okay. Are we ready, other leaders, to write or to type or to take a picture, right? Movement, we have to create movement. These are the 5 reflection questions. Leadership team, your number is dictated up here. And in a minute, you're gonna answer the question. So question 1, who was the first person who showed you what leadership looked like in your life? You're gonna answer that one when it's time, so write that down. Question number 2, what is one value or behavior they demonstrated that you still carry with you today? Each question builds off of the question before, yes? Okay? Question number 3, where in your leadership, at home, at work, or in your community, do you feel least aligned with the leader you want to be? Okay? Question number 4. When people speak about your leadership one day, what do you want them to say you stood for? Are y'all writing? Are you snapping pictures? Are you typing? And question number 5, if you led with more love starting today, what is one thing you will want to change in how you speak, how you decide, and how you show up for others? Okay? Those are the questions. And listen, you're not exempt, because I'm going to come out here and ask you too when it's time. But before we get into answering questions, I'm going to go into the story about my mother and my grandmother. Give me 1 minute, y'all. 1 minute. I literally just wrote all this today. Okay. My mother was my first leader. She was the person who showed me what leadership looked like when it was grounded in love. I watched her build $1 million company, not with power, not with titles, but through love. The way she treated every employee, I got to witness that. Every customer that came through the company, every person that crossed her path, she was magnificent at it. And as a little girl that get to watch your parents be magnificent is a mighty thing, right? And when I was in the 4th grade, I remember my mom came home one day. This was before she started the company. She worked for the Dallas Morning News, one of the biggest newspaper companies in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And she was the #1 saleswoman for the Dallas Morning News. And during that time, women couldn't lead, let alone a black woman. So the company asked my mother to change her name. Her name is Joyce. They said it sounded too ethnic. Can you change your name? Because the people, you're closing these deals with executive offices, they want to speak to the woman, or well, at the time, they thought it was a man, because she had to change her name to Tony with an I, so her name was Tony Evans. They want to speak to the man that is closing the deals. And at first they was getting away with it until one big company, big, huge company, Fortune 500, called and said, I want to speak to Tony Evans. We've spent thousands of dollars with the Dallas Morning News, and we want to know, who is this person? So they went back to my mom and said, can you change your accent, your tone? And I remember her coming home every day and complaining, these people are crazy. I make this company so many millions of dollars. But she always did whatever they asked with grace and with love. And there was this one man that gave my mom the blues. He felt like she didn't belong. And he used to try to sabotage her sales. Even though she outsold him, he would try to sabotage her sales. And one day, he didn't meet his quota. And my mom heard the executives talking about how he was barely making it every single day. And they were talking about maybe firing him. And my mom gifted him 3 of her sales. And I remember her coming home filled with so much joy. And I said, Mama, why did you help that man? He doesn't even like you. She said, well, baby, everybody is not going to always like you. They didn't like Jesus either. But Jesus still walked the life for us and died for us. And sometimes you gotta sacrifice love to save somebody else. Sometimes you gotta show people what love looks like before they can even make a conscious decision in their mind that it's possible that they can possibly change. And that stuck with me. I was like, wow, could I have done that? Could you have done that? And then she said something that was even more profound. And then she said, baby, that man has a family. And the way he treats me every single day is rude, filled with hate. And he's raising children. So hopefully this exchange of love that I've given him can help him to change. And maybe he can go and re-sow a seed back into his children where they will maybe be different someday. Who knows, right? So that really stuck with me. I was like, wow, Mom, that's so profound, right? And then there was my grandmother. So my grandmother, she was the backbone of our community. She was the leader of Boy Scouts. And I remember all these boys stayed in our home. They were in and out of our home. And then we also had a garden in the back of our yard. So Granny fed the neighborhood. So if you didn't have food, you could come and eat at our house. Every Saturday morning, Granny woke up and cooked a feast for the community. So I've always had weirdos in and out of my life because that's the type of family I grew up in. And my granny was the first Black woman to work for Texas Instruments, which meant that I had technology in my home at a very young age, and it helped develop my disability. So I've always had tutors, but once we incorporated, I love that we talked about AI, because I'm an extraordinary believer in technology and how it enhances and improves our gray areas. And so because of that, innovation is so important for me. Like I learned innovation. Oh, we can move. Go to another slide. Speed it up for like 2 slides. Let's see. Keep going. Go. Question 1, go. Okay. Yeah, stop there. Okay. So innovation, creativity is what I learned from my mother and my grandmother. And I also learned that love through service is one of the most profound gifts we can give to humanity, right? And so I didn't grow up with a father. Just y'all follow me, because I had to give y'all a little bit of this story, to make it make sense, because I'm a speaker, okay? So I didn't grow up with a father, but between my mother and my grandmother, everything I know about leadership and community was born at home. Raise your hand if you're a parent. Everything that you teach doesn't have to come out of your mouth. It comes out of your actions and what you're modeling. It doesn't start when your kids go to school. This is why people say, LaKendra, how did you become a multimillionaire teaching grown people how to love? And I said, because most grown people lack love from their home. It's the first time you ever experienced judgment. Do you know how many people I coach because they were first judged by their parents? Whether if it was their sexuality, whether if it was what they chose versus what their parents wanted them to have. Do you know how that breaks a child? Do you know that most people that I coach are multimillionaires? And do you know that multimillionaires are some of the top people that have the most suicidal ideations? Did the doctor say yes? Oh, yeah, right. And doctors, too. They have a lot of suicide ideations too. So I'm real hard to impress. It's very hard to impress me with titles. You know, people profound and they have these elaborate words and talks. I'm so unimpressed. It's your actions. It's me sitting, because I don't do a lot of talking, because I teach all the time. It's when I can sit in a corner and see how you treat other people that impresses me. And that's what I learned from my mother and my grandmother. Leadership was instilled in my home. And so I help leaders lead with love. I go all around the country and I pick apart people's businesses and I see where love is lacking. You know why? Because I look at your turnover rate. People don't leave companies. They leave people. So when I say, hey, show me your employee roster, and it's turnover after turnover after turnover, turnover after turnover after turnover, I say, oh, your company lacks love. Let me help you rebuild it. And that's how I make money. Not through certifying life coaches. I have over 300 life coaches in the Philippines. I've been coming to the Philippines for years, certifying life coach leaders. I have some of the greatest life coaches in this country, like Coach Celia. It's an honor to watch her blossom. I remember her day one. To see her now is amazing. And it's because she has adopted love in her leadership. Kudos to me. It's good to see your students blossom, right? So this is why I teach leadership. Because before I ever led a team or a company or even stepped on a stage, I was led by two powerful women that took control of their pain and made a difference in the lives of their children. Y'all got me? So are y'all ready to do some work? Okay, let's work. Okay, we're on the love segment now. Yeah? So my leadership team up here and my leaders that's out here, I'm going to teach you about 4 intentional pillars. I want you to take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of that. Because you're getting ready to learn something very simple that you can adapt right now and apply in your leadership, your homes, in your community, okay? It helped me to sustain my company. It helped me to rebuild my community. And it has carried me through some of the darkest storms ever that I have faced. Intentional living, intentional listening, intentional what? Listening. So we're getting ready to talk about love and what love means. Intentional. Listening. Say it with your gut. Intentional. Listening. Beautiful. I hear my heart before I lead with my voice. Write that down. I hear my heart before I lead with my voice. Just imagine if you listened to your heart before you spoke to another human being. The impact that you can make on a person. So the first pillar is intentional listening. It's how we honor humanity. Think of your first worst supervisor. Raise your hand if you had a bad supervisor. The boss, just awful. Even a bad parent. My mama wasn't always good at first. My mama went to prison. That's why me and Celia connected at the beginning. When I heard her story, I was just like, ooh, she got a juicy story like my mama's. My mama went to prison. So she wasn't always the superwoman in my life. She was a crutch at first. But through intentional listening, she was able to change her life around. So you cannot love the people you are not willing to hear. So when you try to put yourself above people because you got a degree, because you make a couple of more thousands, or you got a couple of extra commas, you can't hear them. That's why no one wants to sit underneath your leadership, even your own children. So you got to be able to listen without, look, there are your notes up there. Take a picture of that, because I'm not going to even read it. I wrote this for you this morning. You got to be able to listen without ego. You have to be able to listen without assuming that you know. The only life you know is your life. Did you know that? You don't even know your children's life. I coach people who haven't talked to their children in years. They left the nest and never came back. They didn't know that. They didn't predict that after carrying that baby for 9 months. So, intentional listening is how we relate with humanity. Intentional what? So, this is what I need for you to do. Nudge your neighbor to the right. Nudge your neighbor to the left. That's why I told y'all to sit next to each other. You see, that's what happens when y'all be listening. And question number 1, get ready for it, my leadership team. I want you to, I got a question here, hold on. Tell me one way you can listen more intentionally as a leader. Talk 20 seconds to your neighbor. One way that you can start listening more intentionally as a leader. Talk to your neighbor for 20 seconds. Share your idea. And then, are y'all talking? Y'all can't be talking, it's so quiet. Oh, what I have to say? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so you're gonna talk about what's one way that you can listen more intentionally as a leader. Talk to your neighbor for about 20 seconds. Okay, come on. I love my timekeeper. I don't know, I can't see you, but thank you. Okay, one way. I'm gonna go right here because she into it. You so into it. I love that. What's one way that you can listen more intentionally as a leader?
One way to listen with love, listen to understand the story before judging the person, and for you to know and understand the whole story of the person is you have to listen intently and deeply to who she is before judging who she will be.
Girl, I want to come work for you. I want to work for that type of person. And then for my leadership team, because we're not going to get away, because I told you the story, right? I talked about my mother and my grandmother, and they are the reason why I can do this impeccably well. I am one of the greatest listeners that I know. I can listen without judgment. I can listen to you without fear. I can listen to you with love. I can listen to you and help you to close the gaps because I can hear what you're saying. So, number 1, the question, it says, look back on the reflection question number 1. The person who showed you leadership, and how did they listen to you growing up?
The first person who taught me the leadership is, for me, it's my partner, Roseanne. Because I didn't learn leadership anywhere, not when we met. Because when we started our own company, Like, she always told me that leading is not just being a boss or teaching them what to do, but you have to be more compassionate and you have to be more understanding and kind with your people, because that is when you can also understand them and how we are going to collaborate for us to grow what we're doing.
Clap it up. Clap like if it was you. Clap like if it was you. Thank you. What if I told you that movement disrupts the central nervous system, where if you move with intention and intensity, you can start healing in your body? The doctor is up here. The doctor is up here now. So when I say clap like if it was you, I want you to do it with intention and intensity. Clap like it was you. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, intentional. Listening. Intentional. Listening. Next slide. Intentional oneness. Intentional oneness. I don't lead above you. I lead with you. That's what intentional oneness means. And I know, when you become a boss, you be wanting to tell people what to do. I tell people what to do, but I do it with love. When you are intentional about oneness, you're intentional about the connection that you make, not the correction. You're intentional about community before authority. You're intentional about how you lead with your people that's in alignment with purpose, with vision, with values, right? So oneness is how you build unity across cultures, languages, ages. My youngest coach, certified in the Philippines, was 18 years old. She suffered heavy from mental illness. And I remember her mother reaching out because one of my coaches was her coach. And she said, "Is it a possibility that my child can take your course?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Wait a minute. Let me tell you more about it." I said, "It doesn't matter. For you to want your child to take my course is an honor. So whatever is going on with her, the course is going to change her life." So she was 18, and in that class, I made sure that I gathered other 18 and 19-year-olds in the U.S., so she was the only Filipino who took that course. She did it virtually, and she did it on our time zone. So just imagine. And she did it with so much grace. So when I say language, age, experiences, it doesn't matter with oneness. In Filipino culture, you call this, don't y'all judge me, but I'm gonna give it a try, bayunihan. Hey, I got it. Community helping community, yeah? So, community out here, talk to your neighbor. Where do you need more unity in your leadership? Where do you need more unity in your leadership? Speak to your neighbor. Timekeeper, 20 seconds. Where do you need more unity in your leadership? Where do you need more unity in your leadership? All right. Let me pick a lucky, good old person here. See, he's still talking. You see how he's still talking? This is how you engage.
In unity like that, you should uh, put down your ego and communicating with these people with humility, and then understanding them so that you could get the rapports to support your leadership. So you don't should be a bully kind of a person. Should be always on the side that you will go down on their level, and then trying to catch their weaknesses and how they could communicate and understand you and support your leadership. That is it.
Love it. Clap like it was you. Clap like it was you. Okay, question number 2. What is one value or behavior that they demonstrated that you still carry with you today?
Okay. To be honest with you, once I started stepping here on this chair, it feels like I'm in a tarot reading, and every time you pull out a card, it resonates with me. That's what I'm feeling right now. And to be honest, I'm not supposed to be the one here, but I felt like I should be the one here. But I just want to acknowledge that the leader that every value here asking is, it's not for me, but I want it to be addressed to my husband, because he was my coach. Growing up, I had traumas of being limited. I've always been the competitive type because my greatest fear is failing. My greatest fear is not being enough. Not being enough for my parents, not being enough in school, That's my fear. And I've worked my way up since elementary, high school with that belief. But then, I met my husband in college. I get broken, I stood up, and he's the one grounding me up. So now the values that I live up to, the principles, is what he always tell me. And that's actually the vision of our brand. We just to always stay rooted, stay grounded. It's his principle ever since. Because, quote unquote, this is what he always tells us. If you are that rooted into the ground, no matter how strong the typhoon goes, the hurricanes, whatever storm goes, your trunks might get chopped, your leaves might fall, but your roots are so tightly rooted down to the deepest parts of the earth that they cannot uproot you. They may shake you, but they cannot uproot you.
Clap like it was you. Ooh, I got a bad leadership team up here. Intentional. Intentional. I just got to make sure y'all paying attention to me because it's late. Okay, next one. Intentional vision, values, and vibration. Now, the V in love is so different. It's 3-dimensional. Take a picture of it. Yeah, take a picture of it. Vision, value, and vibration. These 3 forces create the entire energetic architecture of leadership for me. Vision is what you're called to build. Leaders without vision only manage. Leaders with vision transform. And when you connect it to community, it transcends into something powerful and something mighty. I've been able to do that all around the world. Values are what you stand on. And if your values aren't clear, your vision will not manifest. Oprah said, that her first Emmy came because everyone in the room was aligned in intentions with her. Because misalignment will kill the momentum. But alignment will create miracles. If you're able to do that with your community. So, vibrations is the energy. What we did here today, this team, this quick leadership team, it was vibrational. They felt my energy attracted their energy. They came up here blindly. They didn't know what I was going to do. And look how they're rising to the occasion. Probably with bubble guts. Look how you're rising to occasion too, right? So, get with your partners. Get with your partners. Which one do you need to strengthen? Your vision, your values, or your vibration? Talk it out real quick. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Time. Time. Let me go through here. Let me go over here with Sir Charles, my new friend. Which one do you need to strengthen?
I probably need to strengthen my aligned values, because as a business owner, your values might not be what your employees are the same. So I need to keep reminding myself to remind them so that we can work in one direction, so that we can achieve whatever that we set for our vision.
Very good. Y'all clap it up for my new friend, Sir Charles. And then question number 3, we're talking about alignment. Where in your leadership at home, is that the one? Okay, at home, at work, community, do you feel least aligned with the leader you want to be?
Thank you. Do I have to stand up? Okay. So my answer to this, as you've just noticed, is the tendency to be kind of nervous, kind of downplay myself, culturally coming from I'm a Chinese American background. So it's the vibration. It's sometimes I'm so valuing harmony and community that I don't really rise and show what I'm capable of. And this is the year that I'm just letting myself do that, because before it was the fear of visibility. It was the fear of passing on authoritarian values. It's like you read my talk. It's like we communicated, because I have a lot to say about all of that and passing those lessons on to your children. So thank you.
Clap like it was you. I just want you to do something for me real quick. Just stand and face the audience and just bow. Good job. Good job. One of my greatest needs growing up with a disability was the need of significance. So I used to shrink because I didn't know how to get it. But how you get it is by standing. Even if you don't have anything to say, make your presence known. So always remember that, okay? Because, honey, you a whole doctor. Okay, next. Listen, timekeeper people, we almost done. We on the E, right? Intentional what? Engagement. Intentional engagement. The final pillar. Leadership is not what you plan to do. It's what you commit to do. Love is not passive. Love is not silent. Love takes action. Love makes tough decisions. Love builds systems. And love shows up no matter what. Talk to your neighbor for 10 seconds. If you lead with love, more love starting today, what would change? What would change? If you lead with more love starting today, what will change? 10 seconds with your neighbor. 10 seconds with your neighbor. If you lead with more love today, what would you change? What would you change? What would you change? Time.
Um, Probably it's more on intentional listening because as a leader, you need to feel what your colleagues or your subordinates wants to do, and if you want to lead them, you have to carry and be empathetic to what they need. It's not what you want, but it's how you make them move and how you want to win their confidence and be motivated to do.
High five first. All right, clap like it was you. Clap like it was you. Okay, question number 5. Y'all, we almost done. We almost done. If you led with more love starting now, what's one thing you would change in how you speak, how you decide, and how you show up for yourself and others?
I know, right? Yeah, so what will change I will trust more that soft inner voice more than the external voices or the noises, and lead with love, light, energy, and abundance to make a difference in this world.
Woo! Clap like it was you. All these miracles that's happening in the room today. Next slide, and we're almost done. We're almost done, I promise y'all. Activation. Now we're getting ready to declare. I choose to lead with love. I choose to lead with love. So you have listened, you have reflected, you have opened up your heart, you have connected, you have remembered your lineage of leadership. And now it's time to activate what you've learned. Yeah, take a picture. I love it. I want every single person in this room to stand. Stand to your feet. Because love-based leadership is not something you learn. It's something that you rise to. Right? So sit back down. Sit down. Now watch this. You see how you lazily got up? You just lazy. When I say rise, rise with authority, right? Rise. Let's go. Declaration. I want you to turn to your neighbor. Hold your neighbor's hand. Take a deep look at them in their eyes. Look at them. Don't look at me. Look at them. Men, you can hold each other's hands. Men, hold the man hand. Okay? Take a deep breath in. Look at each other. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the humanity of the person's hand you're holding. Feel the freedom in that. And say to them, I choose to lead with love. I choose to lead with intentional listening. I choose to lead with intentional oneness. I choose to lead with intentional vision, values, and vibration. I choose to lead with intentional engagement. I lead with love in my home, in my workplace, and in my community. I lead with love because love sustains a nation. Now give them a hug. Give them a hug. Give them a, look at my leadership team. Let me come, wait. Let me come hug. Include me. Okay, next slide, because y'all know I'm from America, so I'm fixing to do something very American. Next slide, please. Why this work? Why this works? Freedom Talk Asia, here, where authentic voices unlock possibilities. When we lead with love, we don't just change our organizations, we change nations. I believe that. And what you just felt was alignment. It was clarity. It was openness in all of our hearts. And that's the beginning of love-based leadership. And that's what freedom is. Next slide. So what I'm going to offer is a 90-day global love leadership cohort. Because for the past 20 years, I've taught leaders all around the world, executives, entrepreneurs, educators, politicians. One of our coaches, Dr. Coach Romel in Tagloban, who just won vice mayor, I remember his first day of class, and he stood up, and I said, "What do you really want to be when you grow up?" And he froze. And I said, "Doc, you a whole doctor. You've been through all of this schooling. It's something else you must want to do." And he said, "I want to become the president of the Philippines." That was years ago. And now he's vice mayor in Tagloban. So you can't tell me that love-driven leadership can't transcend us, right? So I created this 90-day global love leadership cohort that I am going to do right here in the Philippines. It'll start virtual, and in 90 days, I will come back for a weekend mastermind. Go to the next slide. It would include 90 days of coaching, weekly live sessions. You will build a love framework, and you will also build a global love micro platform. And I will help you to do that. And go to the next slide. It is a small investment, but don't worry about the investment right now. But because of transparency, I have to show you this. It's a small investment of $397. You can pay it in one option, or you can pay it throughout the 90 days to make it very affordable. So go to the next slide. You can join the movement if you've ever wanted to shift something in your life. And maybe you're uncertain about what that is. Or maybe you're in a development of something and you're stuck because you're not radical enough to move, and you need the right leader to help you to do that. If you're interested, just scan the code, fill out the application, because all people are not accepted. It's an application process. So scan the code, join the movement, and hopefully in 90 days, I'll be back here in the Philippines, and we'll be graduating our first leadership cohort here based off of Freedom Talks. And what we're going to do is 50% of the proceeds of this leadership cohort will go to the charity that I already sponsor here. It's a women's, what's the name of it, Celia? It's a women's shelter. Yes, so my organization already donate there, so 50% of the proceeds will go there because helping women matters. Yes? Okay, so let's do this together. I'm super excited to be back in my second home where I have over 300 life coaches, where we're building 1 million life coaches around the globe. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to share with you today. And thank you for having me. Thank you, leadership team. Stand up and clap up for the leadership team. Give a hand, give a hand, give a hand, give a hand. Can I get Sonia to come to the stage real quick? I'm done because my time is out. And then I have a gift, wherever it is. Monica, she's sick of me, y'all. Okay. I have a gift for Celia. So, our company mascot is a bear. It's our Leading with Love bear. And Coach Celia, so proud of you, has committed to leading with love. So she gets her own lovey bear. And also, about 2 years ago, because I suffer from a chemical imbalance, can you hold this for me? I went to my doctor, and my doctor said, LaKendra, either I put you on some antidepressants or you pick up a hobby. So, of course, I picked up the hobby. And so I made Coach Celia her first freedom tie. In her love-driven hat. So, I'm gonna put this on you right now. Can somebody hold this? Cute. I had mine on yesterday. And her last gift. Because when you use the activity of your hands, of your limbs, whether you're an artist, a baker, whatever it is, if you're moving, remember I told you that intentional movement, if you do it rigorous enough, it will cause healing in your body. So even though I was diagnosed with a profound learning disability when I was younger, it was a teacher who said that I had the gift of writing. So around 4th grade, I entered into a writing contest and I won the national writing contest in the United States. So writing changed my life. So I actually write better than I speak, right? That's why I have to write everything down. So the other gift that I did was I got into pen making because I teach journal writing classes. So I made Celia her very own bear pen. So when you use that pen to create your next goal, may it blossom, May it go into overflow into your wildest dreams. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, leadership team. Can I take a picture with my leadership team?